Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about Simone Fontecchio was traded for a 2024 second round pick, Kevin Knox, and the draft rights to Gabriele Procida. If you guys don't know who Gabriele Procida, ooh, baby. They just basically traded one Italian for another Italian. All right. So Gabriele Procida is like an Italian who's a 40% three-point shooter. It's like flashes that he could be one and has 40-inch vertical. Simone Fontecchio, obviously, we were hoping he goes to the Suns or Celtics. He's ended up to Detroit. Detroit technically could reroute him if they want to, but they get a guy that is a solid shooter at 6'9". He's from my hometown, well, my father's hometown of Pescara, Italy, and man, I've always been a fan of his. I've loved when he came over to the league. I felt like he was a guy who had the capability of being, a solid player. As for me, I think Simone Fontecchio, he's shown flashes where he can be a guy who can put up buckets, and he can play. He's a combo forward. He can play the small forward, power forward because he's 6'10". He's got a high release point. His offensive game is kind of similar to Danilo Gallinari, except basically like a younger version of it, where he has a high release point, can hit the three, but defensively he's way more willing. Like, I love Simone Fontecchio, and I think personally that this is a great move on the Detroit Pistons, as dude, Kevin Knox can't catch a break with the Pistons. Watch him get cut and he goes back. But yeah, I think definitely when you look at how this is played out, I think for the Detroit Pistons, they went ahead and they got themselves a shooter, which they've desperately needed shooting. This is a team that, look, they have struggled from deep, and if you guys have not noticed, all the moves that they've made so far have been to address their three-point shooting. Okay, all these moves basically address their terrible floor spacing, which was created by the logjam that they have of non-shooters on this team. So for me, I think it makes sense. I think the everybody involved, it's kind of a win-win situation. And obviously, I think for some people, you're going to argue like, okay, maybe they should have, like, I think Simone either is going to get retraded again, or they just really wanted to get more shooting on this team. I just have this weird feeling that this is because they know that he was going to be a guy that people really wanted. And yeah, so for me, I thought that was what made sense to me, is like, okay, what if this is like some sort of ploy for them to be able to, flip him again to a contending team that desperately wanted to acquire him. That was my original thought of, yeah, okay, this kind of makes sense if it's part of a bigger move. So for me, I think Simone Fontecchio, if he does stay, hopefully he gets a payday after in free agency, because he's going to be a guy who's going to show that he can be really, really solid for a team, especially when he gets minutes. I mean, the Utah Jazz, when they signed him, said he was the best free agent available last year when they signed, because everyone was like, who the heck is this guy? So for me, I do think it's interesting to see how it's played out, and I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited to see who's going to end up getting Simone Fontecchio if he's traded again. But let me hear your thoughts.